Hi students, welcome back to this video classes. So in the last video we completed three sums in third Roman in exercise 3.3. So in this video we continue the remaining sums. Let's see the fourth one. The taxi charges in a city consist of a fixed charge together with the charge for the distance covered. For a distance of 10 kilometers, the charge paid is 105 rupees, and for a journey of 15 kilometers, the charge paid is 155 rupees. What are the fixed charges and the charge per kilometer, and how much does a person have to pay for traveling a distance of 25 kilometers? Okay, so the taxi charges in a city consist of a fixed charge together with the charge for the distance covered. So the taxi charges in a city defined like this. In the total charge, he has a fixed charge and a charge for the distance covered. That means, for example, in a major city, if you are defined the charges like this, for the first 5 kilometers the charge is 10 rupees. Okay, and then for every 1 kilometer per kilometer, if the charge is 5 rupees, then if a person travels 10 kilometers, then how much he pay? As per this charges, first 5 kilometers, that means this 10 rupees is the fixed charge and this 5 rupees is charge per kilometer. Okay, so according to these charges, in case if a person travels 10 kilometers, how much he pay? So out of the 10 kilometers, the first 5 kilometers he pays 10 rupees, and additionally he traveled another 5 kilometers. So for that additional 5 kilometers, for 1 kilometer he pays 5 rupees. So 5 kilometers, 5 into 5 rupees. Okay, for kilometer charge is 5 rupees. This is the additional charge. Additional charge is defined per kilometer. So kilometer charge is 5 rupees. So additionally he traveled 5 kilometers. So for each kilometer he pays the 5 rupees. So 5 kilometers, 5 into 5, total 25 rupees. So at the end of the 10 kilometers, how much he pay? The fixed charge, first 5 kilometers the charge is 10 rupees plus, and the additional charge is 25 rupees. The total is 35 rupees. Okay, then after the 10 kilometers the person pays what, 35 rupees to the taxi driver. Okay, generally we are calculated taxi fares or auto fares like this. Okay, so this is also one type of situation like that. The taxi charges in a city consist of a fixed charge together with the charge for the distance covered. Okay, here the 10 rupees, in this example 10 rupees is the fixed charge and this 5 rupees is the additional charge per kilometer, and here clearly defined this fixed charge for how much distance, but when you observe this question it is not defined. Okay, so that's why here we take this 10 kilometers and this 15 kilometers as the additional distance. I think you understood. So in this situation, what are the two unknowns? So what are the two unknowns? Two unknowns are the fixed charge and the charge per kilometer. These two are the unknowns. Okay, let's start our solution. Let us take the two unknowns as x and y. Let the fixed charge be x rupees and charge per kilometer be y rupees. Okay, here the fixed charge be x rupees and the charge per kilometer be y rupees. So according to the question, for a distance of 10 kilometers the charge paid is 105 rupees. And you remember one thing, here we treat this 10 kilometers, this distance, as an additional distance. Why? Because in this question how much distance we fix the charge, it is not given. So that's why here we take this 10 kilometers and 15 kilometers as the additional distance. So in the first condition, for a distance of 10 kilometers, the charge paid is 105 rupees. But this 105 rupees is the total charge. That means in this 105 involves the fixed charge and the charge for additional distance. Okay, but this 10 kilometers is the additional distance. Okay, so this is the first condition. For a distance of 10 kilometers, the charge paid is 105 rupees. So you please ignore this 105 rupees. According these two charges, just you calculate charge paid for 10 kilometers. Okay, so generally how to calculate the total charge? By adding the fixed charge and the distance, the charge for distance additionally he covered. Okay, by adding these two quantities we get the total charge. Here fixed charge is x rupees, so x plus, and additionally he traveled 10 kilometers. So per 1 kilometer he pays y rupees. So for 10 kilometers how much he pay? 10 y rupees. That means for a distance of 10 kilometers, according these two charges, he pays 10x plus 10y rupees. But as per the given question, this total charge is equal to 105 rupees. So this is the first equation. I hope you understood what is happening here. Okay, so here we treat this 10 kilometers is the additional distance. That means in this 10 kilometers there is no fixed distance, but in this 105 rupees, yes, we add the fixed charge and the additional charge what he traveled. Okay, so to find the total charge, we add the fixed charge and the charge for additional distance. Here the fixed charge is x rupees and additionally he traveled 10 kilometers. For 1 kilometer he traveled y rupees. So additionally for 10 kilometers he pays 10 y rupees. So x plus 10 y, this is the total charge. It is equal to 105. Okay, and when you come to the second condition, for a journey of 15 kilometers, the charge paid is 155 rupees. Here also we treat this 15 kilometers as the additional distance and this charge paid is the total charge. That 155 rupees is the total charge. That means it involves fixed charge and charge for additional distance. Okay, now let's you ignore this 155 rupees. Okay, so calculate for a journey of 15 kilometers how much he pay. Okay, so fixed charge x rupees plus per kilometer he pays y rupees. For 15 kilometers how much he pay? 15 y rupees. So the total charge is x plus 15 y. It is equal to 155 rupees. So this is the second equation. Now you solve these two equations by substitution method. Okay, so follow the rules. That means follow the steps. Choose any one equation from the two equations. As usual, I am choosing first equation, and this first equation, from equation 1 we obtain express x in terms of y. Okay, so when I transpose this 10y to right side, x is equal to 105 minus 10y. Okay, now substituting this value in equation 2. Here I get this x value from the first equation, so that's why I am substituting this value in second equation. Then we obtain 105. Here the second equation is x plus 15y. So instead of x, here I am writing this expression 105 minus 10y plus 15y is equal to 155. And simplify this. 105 minus 10y plus 15y plus 5y is equal to 155. So 5y is equal to 155 minus 105. So 5y is equal to 155 minus 105. It is equal to 50. Y is equal to 50 by 5. It is equal to 10. Okay. Now substitute y in equation 3. So what is equation 3? This is the equation 3. X is equal to 105 minus 10y. That is the equation 3. Why? Because already we present x in terms of y in this equation, and here we get that y value. So substitute this y in equation 3. Then x is equal to 105 minus 10 into 10. So it is equal to 105 minus 100. It is equal to 5. Okay, so what is x? The fixed charge is x. Hence, the fixed charge is equal to 5 rupees, and charge per kilometer. Charge per kilometer is equal to y means 10 rupees. Okay, and then you find the how much does a person have to pay for traveling a distance of 25 kilometers. And you remember this 25 kilometers also we take the additional distance. There is no fixed distance. So at the end of the after he travels 25 kilometers, how much a person have to pay, that you calculate. Already we got the fixed charge and charge per kilometer. So from these two charges we find that value. Therefore charge paid for a distance of 25 kilometers is equal to, here the fixed charge is 5 rupees plus charge per kilometer is 10 rupees, and 25 kilometers distance is there. So for this 25 kilometers how much he pay? 10 rupees. 25 into 10. It is equal to 5 plus 250. It is equal to 255 rupees. So for a distance of 25 kilometers he pay 255 rupees. So this is the fourth one. And when you come to the next one, a fraction becomes 9 by 11 if 2 is added to both the numerator and the denominator. If 3 is added to both the numerator and the denominator, it becomes 5 by 6. Find the fraction. I think you understood. A fraction becomes 9 by 11 if 2 is added to both the numerator and the denominator. If 3 is added to both the numerator and the denominator, it becomes 5 by 6. Find the fraction. I think you understand what are the two unknowns. Yeah, actually here we find a fraction only, but in that fraction what happened? In the first condition 2 is added to both the numerator and the denominator, it becomes 9 by 11. In the second condition 3 is added to both the numerator and the denominator, it becomes 5 by 6. So here what are the two unknowns? The numerator and the denominator of the fractions are two unknowns. So let's take the two unknowns as x and y. Let the numerator be x and denominator be y. If the numerator is x and the denominator is y, then what is the fraction? Therefore the fraction is x by y. Okay, according to the question. According to the question, if 2 is added to both the numerator and the denominator, here the numerator is x and the denominator is y. If you add these two to the numerator and the denominator, it changes to x plus 2 by y plus 2. It is equal to 9 by 11. This is the first condition. 2 is added to both the numerator and the denominator. The fraction becomes 2, 9 by 11. Here the numerator is x. Add 2 to this numerator and the denominator is y. Add 2 to this denominator. Then the new fraction is x plus 2 by y plus 2. So it is equal to 9 by 11 according to the question. Okay. Let's change this equation to, let's change this statement to linear equation. So by doing cross multiplication, let's do the cross multiplication. Multiply this numerator by this denominator and multiply this denominator by numerator. So that implies 11 into x plus 2 is equal to 9 into y plus 2. So 11 into x, 11x, plus 11 into 2, 22 is equal to 9y plus 18. So that implies 11x minus 9y is equal to 18 minus 22. 9y transpose to left side and plus 22 transpose to right side. So 11x minus 9y is equal to 18 minus 22. That implies 11x minus 9y is equal to 18 minus 22. It is equal to minus 4. This is the first equation. And the second condition is, if 3 is added to both the numerator and the denominator, it becomes 5 by 6. That means 3 is added to both the numerator and the denominator, the fraction changes to 5 by 6. Here the numerator is x. So if 3 is added to that numerator, it becomes x plus 3 and the denominator is y. If 3 is added to this denominator, it becomes y by 3. So then the new fraction is x plus 3 by y plus 3. It is equal to, it becomes 5 by 6. So it is equal to 5 by 6. Cross multiplication. 6 into x plus 3 is equal to 5 into y plus 3. So 6 into x plus 3, 6 into x, 6x, plus 6 into 3, 18. Plus 5 into y plus 3, 5 into y, 5y, plus 5 into 3, 15. So when you transpose this y term to left side and constant to right side, 6x minus 5y is equal to 15 minus 18. That implies 6x minus 5y is equal to minus 3. So this is the second equation. Okay, now solve these two equations by substitution method. Okay, so let us choose any one equation from these two. So here, as usual, I choose first equation. So up to here I choose only first equation, so a little bit change. So here I choose second equation from equation 2. We obtain, we can present x in terms of y. So from the second equation we present x in terms of y. So transpose this y term to right side, then that implies 6x is equal to minus 3 plus 5y. Then x is equal to minus 3 plus 5y by 6. Okay, now substitute this x value in equation 1. Okay, so 11 into minus 3 plus 5y by 6 minus 9y is equal to minus 4. So 11 into minus 3, it is equal to minus 33 plus 11 into 5, 55 by 6 minus 9y is equal to minus 4. So when I find the LCM of the left side part, it is equal to minus 33 plus 55y minus 6 nines 54y by 6 is equal to minus 4. So when we simplify the numerator, minus 33 plus 55y minus 54y, it is equal to y, and when you transpose the 6 to right side, it is equal to minus 4 into 6. So minus 33 plus y is equal to minus 24. Y is equal to minus 24 plus 33. Y is equal to 9. Okay, now substitute y in equation 3, then we obtain. Here what is the equation 3? Already we present x in terms of y na, that is equation 3. Now substitute this y value in equation 3. Here y is equal to 9. So x is equal to minus 3 plus 5 into 9 by 6. So x is equal to minus 3 plus 45 by 6. X is equal to minus 3 plus 45, 42 by 6. So 42 by 6 means it is equal to 7. Okay, x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 9. So therefore, hence the required fraction. Hence the required fraction is 7 by 9. Okay, so this is the fifth one. And when you come to the next one, here the next question is 5 years hence the age of Jacob will be 3 times that of his son. 5 years ago Jacob's age was 7 times that of his son. What are their present ages? So here it is very clear what are the two unknowns. The two unknowns are the present age of Jacob and the present age of his son. Both are the two unknowns. Let us choose the two unknowns as x and y. Let present age of Jacob be x years and the present age of his son be y years. According to the question, 5 years hence the age of Jacob will be 3 times that of his son. That means after 5 years Jacob's age will be 3 times that of his son. So Jacob's present age is x years. After 5 years his age is x plus 5 years, and after 5 years his son age is y plus 5 years. So after 5 years, what is the relation between them? Jacob's age will be 3 times of his son age. That means x plus 5 is equal to 3 into y plus 5. Now change this equation to standard form of linear equation. That implies x plus 5 is equal to 3 into y plus 5, 3y plus 3 into 5, 15. So that implies x minus 3y is equal to 15 minus 5. That implies x minus 3y is equal to 10. This is the first equation. And 5 years ago Jacob's age was 7 times that of his son. Okay, 5 years ago Jacob's present age is x years na. So 5 years ago Jacob's age x minus 5 years ago. Okay, and his son's present age is y years. So 5 years ago his son age is y minus 5 years. And what is the relation between these two ages? Jacob age was 7 times that of his son, means x minus 5 is equal to 7 into y minus 5. So that implies x minus 5 is equal to 7y minus 35. That implies x minus 7y is equal to minus 35 plus 5. That implies x minus 7y is equal to minus 30. So this is the second equation. Now solve these two equations by substitution method. Okay, so from the two equations here I choose second equation from equation 2 and I present x in terms of y. We obtain x is equal to minus 30 minus 7y transpose to left side, it changes to plus 7y. Now substitute x in equation 1, then we obtain minus 30 plus 7y minus 3y is equal to 10. So minus 30 plus 4y is equal to 10. 4y is equal to 10 plus 30. 4y is equal to 40. Then y is equal to 40 by 4. It is equal to 10. Okay. Now substitute this y. Substitute this y in equation 3. Here the equation 3 is minus 30 x is equal to minus 30 plus 7y, that is the equation 3. So x is equal to minus 30 plus 7 into y, y means 10. So x is equal to minus 30 plus 70, x is equal to 40. So x means Jacob's present age and y means his son present age. So hence Jacob's present is 40 years and his son present is 10 years. This is third exercise. So next exercise we will continue in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.